The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome in to the Sportsocracy. Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene with you on a wonderful morning here in Western North Carolina. I forgot a button. You forget buttons sometimes. Anyhow, I heard it coming from that way. I thought it was the computer again. Threw me off. Sorry. Anyway, happy morning to you here in the Sportsocracy. Live in the Wicked Weed studio, wickedweedbrewing.com. Wicked Weed Brewing. Drink different. And, last night, Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns got it done in Game 1 against the Milwaukee Bucks team that actually tried to trot Giannis out there. So the question now is, did that hurt them more than it helped them? We'll get into that.
He was bad.
Yeah, we'll get into that here in just a little bit. Also, the match last night, had a lot of fun hanging out. And
I want to play on that golf course.
God,
I'm reasonably convinced I could hit a 480-yard drive on that golf course.
Have you ever been to Montana?
Hell no. I've flown over it, and I look at it and go, wow, that's a lot of not much. There's not much down there.
I have been to Montana before, and seeing it with your own eyes watching the match yesterday at Big Sky just made me remember how beautiful that country is. And some things came out of that as well. Aaron Rodgers, they tried to pry some information out of him. He wasn't giving up any.
Hey, I'll answer the question for you, Aaron. Yes, somebody's going to wear number 12 for Green Bay next year, and it's going to be you.
Right. He knows the answer. He just doesn't want to give anybody any clues at this point how everything is going, although it's the smirk. It's the smirk that he says all these things with that makes me go, how do you people still think that this is not going to happen?
Well, I mean, my question would be, where exactly do you think you're going to go?
Right.
There's not a solution.
Holding out for Denver.
You can hold out for Denver all you want to. I held out for Eva Longoria for a lot of years. Didn't respond to one letter, didn't respond to one tweet. Not shit.
Oh, poor Jeremy. Welcome everybody into the program. All of it coming your way, as well as fantasy football, or actually it's NFL facts, fantasy versus reality. I found, there are wonderful facts about football just floating out there on the internet. And so I found some of the best, and we'll talk about whether or not it's, whether or not it's a stat that you should believe in. Be making decisions based on your fantasy teams this year, based on these facts, or if it's just a fun little fact that helps the team on the field and not really fantasy relevant. Anyhow, all of it coming your way over the next hour. Last night, Game 1 of the finals. Nobody's surprised, really. Although, you took Milwaukee, didn't you?
Plus you took Milwaukee. I didn't think Giannis was going to play. But if you remember, I did say if Giannis plays, I'll take Phoenix. Mm-hmm. For exactly what happened. I don't like the way that looks at all. And he's 6'10", with 47-foot arms, and could barely dunk a basketball last night. That should tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
His looks bad. He looks hurt. And I'll be honest with you, he's kind of hard to watch at times, especially now. Now he didn't have the burst. It's just, ugh.
You saw visions of that in his game last night.
No,
not at all.
I saw the ball stopping, poor shooting. Yeah, I saw that guy. You need to ride Chris Middleton. I can't believe I'm agreeing with Brandon Marshall, but shit, I'll be damned if I'm not.
You think they should just bench Giannis? And
no, I mean, it's not so much that.
That's ridiculous.
I just don't know what you're going to do. He's hurt. He's clearly hurt. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, you got him on the floor last night. That's the best I can give you. It wasn't aesthetically pleasing. It was just ugly. In large part, it was just ugly.
Yeah. Milwaukee has real problems. And I keep coming back around to, it's Mike Budenholzer's fault. Like, they don't seem prepared They keep finding themselves in the same situations over and over and over again. This game one looked like the same game one against Atlanta, where they kept finding situations where the point guard ended up being guarded by Brook Lopez.
Mm-hmm. It's called a switch.
Yeah, exactly, and it doesn't work. Your point guard picks on him all the time.
Oh, it can 100% work. It's worked for, 75 years?
I'm saying them with Brook Lopez.
I don't think Brook Lopez should be on the floor, period. But that's just me.
Okay.
He should be coming off the bench. But, there's just so many guys on this team that are liabilities defensively. Mm-hmm. Bryn Forbes is a liability defensively. Mm-hmm. I said that basically what I saw last night was you're going to have to figure something out, or this series is not going to take a real long time.
And what is the key to victory?
Not doing what you did last night. Staunch analysis.
This is brilliant.
Yeah, they pay Mike Budenholzer a shitload to figure that out because I don't know. Because Giannis at center doesn't work. Brook Lopez at center doesn't work. Mm-hmm. I got nothing. I don't know that there is a solution. I think the solution is play this series a month and a half from now when Giannis is actually healthy.
Right.
That's not an option. So you get past that, and I'm not going to lie, I really don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't know that there is anything. I've heard a shitload of Suns in 6, and I'm officially right there with you.
Jonathan Welch says it's broom time. Are you there?
They won't sweep them. I feel very sure they won't sweep them.
See, I don't think
Chris Middleton's going to have one of those games. Mm-hmm. He's going to have one of those. Hellfire. What did he play? 45 minutes last night?
Yep.
He's going to have one of those 40-point nights that will lead them to at least one. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to get 2.
Yeah.
I would say this is probably one of those that ends in 6.
But you think they'd have been better off last night had they not played Giannis?
Yes. Not close. Not even debatable to me. Mm-hmm. And people will hear that and go, are you saying they're better without Giannis? No, I'm not. What I'm saying is they're better without this version of Giannis that can't run, can't really jump, is not overly explosive. So now what you have is a long, diminished defender that can't shoot. Yeah, that's hard. That's hard to game plan around. That's somebody that has run basketball game plans. That's hard to game plan around.
Yeah. Because
the guy that initiates your offense cannot shoot. And now he's not as explosive as he was. He's not as good a defender as he was. I don't know how you fix that.
Right. It baffles me how they keep getting into the same problems over and over and over again. And maybe it's just that they're not, that's what I was getting ready to say. Maybe it's just that they are not built to win a championship.
Here's a fun one. It's Giannis. This is one of those it's not me, it's you kind of scenarios. He's part of it. Everybody's always wanted to blame Mike Budenholzer because Giannis is so fun and we play with him on 2K and he can dunk and do all this shit.
Right.
At the end of the day, he's real hard to game plan around. Mm-hmm. It's a bit. He's more fun to watch Ben Simmons. You don't want to admit that and you don't want to realize that I'm right, but the more you think about it, the more you're going to realize that I'm right.
He's not as bad offensively.
Ben Simmons is not bad offensively. That's a fucking myth. He can't shoot, and he's more aggressive in crunch time. You're being beholden to what you just saw most recently. Ben Simmons is not a bad offensive player. That's a bullshit myth.
No, but when I say he's bad offensively, I mean he can't shoot.
Neither can Giannis. Giannis can't shoot either. This is not new information.
I feel like he's better than Ben Simmons.
I'm getting ready to tell you.
Okay.
I think you're wrong, but okay. I'll pull the stat just to... Good Lord.
How close is it?
It's kind of hard to judge because if you're talking about three-pointers, if three-point shooting percentage...
Well, Ben doesn't shoot them.
Ben shot like 9 of them in his life. Giannis is a 28% three-point shooter.
Yeah.
That's fucking awful. Just grizzly, god-awful bad. Mm-hmm. And now he shoots way more of them than he ever has before.
Right.
He's still not a good shooter. The best season he's had in his life, that wasn't his rookie year when he shot like one every, week. I mean, he's a 30% shooter. Mm-hmm. He was a 25% shooter for an extended period of time. No, he's not. It's not good.
Is that just from long range?
That's
just
from three.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure there's a way. Put it this way: effective field goal percentage. Mm-hmm. Giannis's has gone up the more he shot from the outside because people started having to play out on him because there was a time that it was Ben Simmons completely. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't shoot it. You could leave him wide ass open, he wouldn't do it.
Right.
Now it's not so much that. Now he's become a willing shooter. He's just not very good at it.
Gotcha.
I mean, this is the thing that nobody wants to talk about. Giannis is he's a better version of Ben Simmons. Mm-hmm. That's it. Mm-hmm. I mean, you tell me what this sounds like. You're really athletic. You're a really good defender. You're really good when you get to the rim. You can't shoot free throws. What does that sound like to you?
Ben Simmons.
There you go.
All right.
I'm just so done hearing it's Mike Budenholzer's fault. He's an idiot. No, the fuck he's not. No, he is not. No, he is not. No, he is not. He's doing the best he can do with pieces that do not fit together as well as they should.
Well, if you were constructing a team around Giannis, what would you have to put him with? Just a whole bunch of shooters like you would do with Ben Simmons? Same thing?
I mean, that would be the thought. I don't like what Brook Lopez does to this team. If he can attack you, it's one thing. He can't attack DeAndre Ayton. Mm-hmm. DeAndre Ayton can stand 5 feet away from the basket and dare Brook Lopez to come at him. That's pretty much what he did, by the way.
Right.
So how do you fix it? It's a hell of a question.
Right.
That's a damn hell of a question you got.
Look, I don't know that there's anything Milwaukee can do to win this series. I mean, obviously.
Oh, there's 100%.
I mean,
there's 100% something they can do to win this series.
What's that?
I don't know.
I'm
not Mike
You believe
Budenholzer.
it in your soul that there's something they can do.
I don't think Phoenix is tremendously more talented than Milwaukee. I don't. I don't buy it. And they're a team of destiny. Mm-hmm. Oh, I got something for your team of destiny. Piss off. Piss off with your, it's destined, it's in the stars. Mm-hmm. They must be a Pisces or some bullshit. By the way, is there anything dumber in this life than, do you ever get asked that shit?
What?
What's your sign? As soon as people ask me that, I'm like, how the fuck do I get out of this conversation immediately? I will literally injure myself to get away from it.
What is your sign?
I don't know. It's more in the middle of March.
Good for you.
By the way,
you don't even know.
By the way, you want me to tell you what? You want me to kill astrology in one shot? Whatever my sign is, and somebody I'm sure will say it in the comments. I'm the emotional one.
Yeah.
Me.
I've never really believed it.
I think it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
So you're telling me every person that was born in a month, they all behaved the same way? Mm-hmm. Well, that's horse shit.
Everybody has this in their own way.
My wife just said I'm a Pisces, so going with that. Yep, Pisces. Going with that.
There you go.
Every time somebody asks me what my sign is, the first thing I can think of is, I'm addicted to meth and got my children taken by the state. I'm such a cancer. And that's all I can think of.
That's always one of those, if it ever came up in conversation, like, well, I'm a Virgo, so like, okay.
Oh yeah, I wish that was real. Such a Virgo. Aren't those the slutty ones? Isn't that how that works? Jonathan Wells said, "Can I talk to you about the Church of Birds Aren't Real?" It's a movement. We're getting there.
Mm-hmm. It's a movement.
It's a movement. We're getting there.
Anyway, yeah, I'm not sure.
Did I tell you about the guy I saw wearing a Birds Aren't Real shirt in Nashville?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, you told me about the other shirts you saw, but you didn't tell me about that one.
There was another shirt I saw a whole bunch of times. And it was, if you're let's see, if you vote blue, it wasn't for you. Let's put it that way.
There you go.
And I saw it a lot. But yeah, there was a guy wearing a Birds Aren't Real shirt. I saw it on the back
of a truck. I saw it on the back of a truck in Fletcher the other day.
The same thing?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh boy. That's aggressive.
I was like, yeah, that's very interesting. I've not seen that one again.
Armchair Commentary said there was a Birds Aren't Real rally in St. Louis the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're doing great work out there.
Yeah.
We're really spreading the word. I really
told
feel
you they were going on the road, but I couldn't find the schedule.
100%. That's because you're a non-believer.
Right.
We don't tell you where we go because you'll show up with like a flock of doves or some shit and tear the whole thing to shit.
It's like the Illuminati. Those who know, you know what city to show up on the appropriate day.
I know. 100% I know. Yeah, in Nashville, I also saw a homeless guy that holding a sign that said, "Fuck COVID, enjoy yourself."
Nice.
And I wanted to take a picture with him. And then he asked me for $1, and I went, "Nope, you made it weird." Nope, you made it weird, and now I have to go away.
Wait. You wanted to take his picture, but you didn't give him any money?
I don't carry cash anywhere I go, ever. I would be the worst person to rob in the history of creation because my cards would be canceled before you got to the stoplight.
Right.
And I think right now I have $4 on me.
No, see, that's the one thing. You can take pictures of the homeless or with the homeless, but you have to give them money. That's the rule.
I mean, I would have. Oh, by the way, this was an enlightening weekend.
Yeah.
There was another homeless guy that had a sign with his Cash App on it. Yep, that was the look. That was the look I had. Like, well, first of all, that's pretty brilliant because it takes away the only objection I have to giving you.
That's very true. I don't have any cash. Sorry.
That's okay. You want to Venmo it to me?
Yeah,
no, I don't.
No, I do not.
No, I do not.
Yeah, I'll do that in just a minute. As soon as I get back to the hotel. I'll take care of it.
Yeah, I don't have any Wi-Fi. You got a fucking hotspot? You got a hotspot in your back there, Smelly?
All smart panhandlers would have Wi-Fi hotspots.
You got a hotspot in there? You got maybe a hand shower in there that you can do?
Oh, that's brilliant. That's taking it to a whole nother level. I don't know. My wife got pissed at me one time because she went to Vegas for a work thing, and she was walking around on the strip, and there was a guy with a sign that said, "Parents killed by ninjas need money for karate lessons." And I said, "Why did you not take a picture?" And she's like, "Well, that's rude." I was like, "He's homeless. Give him $5 and take a picture with him." I couldn't. He's old and blind. Like, well, then you could have taken his picture and not felt bad about it. Like,
what is he? One of the fucking X-Men? Like he's blind, so he's. What are you gonna make him blinder with the Flash?
Well, I mean, at that point, he can't see you taking a picture of him, so his feelings can't be hurt.
And you can just tell him you gave him $5.
Well, now that's special place in hell kind of territory right there. Here, I'm gonna put $5 in your bucket. I want to take a picture with you.
You put a Post-it in there that just says, "I owe you $5."
That's awful.
I'm going to hell.
Look, I feel like anybody who has a sign that entertaining wants you to take their picture.
Bingo.
So,
Bingo.
Now, unless you are, unless you're taking pictures for your own enjoyment out of someone who's not seeking attention, then it's not okay.
The last time I actually gave money to a panhandler, their sign said, "Wife stole will to live. Need money to buy it back." And I went,
and
A, I can sympathize with you.
Right.
B, that's pretty damn funny.
Right.
How the hell did we get on
I have no clue. I have no clue where we went down the homeless.
The bad thing is now we even script the show and we still end up doing this.
Love the rabbit holes. Whatever happened to the rabbit hole? Though you were going to get us a little animated rabbit to go down the rabbit hole.
Well, see, here's the thing. You see the graphic on the screen?
Yeah.
And you see the graphic that, says our name and shit?
Yeah.
It's one or the other. You can either have the graphic or you can have the bouncing rabbit. So unless the bouncing rabbit's going to walk in with a sign with our Twitter handles on it, of which I don't know if you know how to do that, but I don't.
Oh, okay.
So
I was going to say. I thought you were the greatest at everything.
No.
Anyway,
I'm half-assed at a few things.
It was a hell of a start to the NBA Finals for Chris Paul. 32 points last night, leading his team, like I said, taking advantage of every opportunity he could against Brook Lopez. And again, I don't know that there's anything that Milwaukee can do to win the series in 7 games.
There is. They go down 2-0. and it looks like it did last night. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say it's over, but it's all over but the crying.
Yeah.
So
118-105 was the final score. Yes, Chris Paul did have himself a hell of a night. And they got contributions from their big three. I think this is, are we ready to anoint them as a big three now? With Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, and Devin Booker.
That's 3 of the 30 best players in the NBA.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They're getting right on that territory.
And this is a bit of a rabbit hole too, but
okay.
My wife and I have been watching it's an old show, and we do this a lot.
I've never seen that one.
I haven't told you the name yet.
Oh.
You dipshit. It's called Perception. It's got Eric McCormick and Rachel Lee Cook. Okay. If you don't know Rachel Lee Cook, she's all that girl.
Yeah.
I feel like the Phoenix Suns are the she's all that girl of the NBA.
Okay.
She was just a hot girl that they put glasses on. And all of a sudden she was a dork. And, I can't believe you're going to prom with her. Well, she's still fucking hot. Like, she's just wearing nerdy glasses. Take the glasses off, put her hair down. She'll be hot. That's the Phoenix Suns. That's what I feel like Chris Paul was the take her glasses off and let her hair down of the Phoenix Suns. They were always hot. They just didn't have that one guy, that one piece that bound it together.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
And they played Pokemon and shit.
Pokemon and
put the cards away. Drink a beer and shut up.
Once again, yes, the Bucks lose, and shocker of shockers, Stephen A. Smith is going off about Mike Budenholzer and his lack of adjustments. What?
Adam Blank said in Italy they have little kids panhandling, which makes it real tough. To which I responded.
I couldn't say no.
To which I responded, I'm almost as scared of children as I am birds.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Welch said, don't you have like 22 from all those exes? 3. Dick.
I couldn't. That's low blow. You can't use children.
It was still good. You get a bell. You get a bell. It's funny.
It's a low blow, though. I feel like you're cheating if you're doing it that way.
But it was honest, and that's what most good comedy is rooted in. Things that you shouldn't say out loud, but you do, and then they're funny.
No, I'm saying for the panhandling. You can't use panhandling. You can't use children to panhandle. That's cheating. You can't say no to a kid. Or I can't anyway.
Oh, I can 100%.
Oh, I'm sure you could. You'd probably punch him in the face.
No.
Like, go get a job, slob.
Yeah. Vote Republican and shut the fuck up.
By the way, never cool.
Ah!
Never cool. They're people, too. You can't treat them that way.
I like kids. Kids are innocent and cute.
Right. The
only problem is that they usually... I look at children a lot like I look at puppies.
Okay.
Puppies are cute.
Yeah.
They grow up into dogs and they become very annoying.
Yeah.
I look at children the same way. Children are cute, but then they grow up into adults and they have opinions. And it's actually not, they don't even have to get to adult. They get to like teenager. As soon as their age ends in teen, you have an opinion with no substance behind it. And that irritates the piss out of me. So go away.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it.
And then you vote Democrat, and I just don't fucking like you. And you always have a cause. Oh, support the rainforest in Tucson, Arizona. Go away.
Not one of those.
Get a job, hippie.
Last night might have been the longest round of golf
ever
in history.
I fell asleep, woke up, and it was still happening.
Was it 6.5 hours?
Well, of course it was.
Like
they played
11
with
o'clock?
Bryson DeChambeau, who is the slowest golfer in the history of creation.
Bryson DeChambeau and Aaron Rodgers beat Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady in the match at Big Sky, Montana.
Did anybody else notice that Charles Barkley? You remember when Milli Vanilli, the tape skipped, and we all realized that well, that's weird. Why did they just keep repeating it the same line? Charles Barkley did that last night. He said the same line 6 times in a row.
What?
I can't remember what he said. Oh, he was talking about how attractive Tom Brady was. Yeah. He said it like 6 times in a row. I looked at my wife, I went, he's Milli Vanilli right now. The record's skipping, and he doesn't know what else to say.
What was he? He's so pretty.
He's so pretty.
He's so pretty.
Tom, you are such a pretty man. Aaron Rodgers is a good golfer. It's terrible.
I feel like
terrible.
I feel like that's a special moment. You get stuck on that fact.
Tom Brady is such a pretty man. He's so pretty.
Is that how it happened, though? He started like every sentence with the same thing?
Yeah, because he was talking to Brady. Because first of all, can we stop with those goofy-ass earpods? Like, if you're going to give somebody an earpiece, don't make it a fucking... Because they're goofy looking. Can we be honest that just because it says Apple doesn't mean it's cool, okay? Those AirPods are goofy as shit. It looks like you left a Q-tip in your ear. I did that on purpose.
God.
He about took out a very expensive computer with his cafe. But, I mean, they're all walking around with their stupid AirPods.
Yeah.
Rob Gronkowski sounded like he called from inside a shoebox. It's just... But I'll be honest with you. I want them to do this in other sports.
I want to... Wait. They're doing this in boxing and you hate it.
Because that... No. You're not listening to what I'm saying. I want them to do this in golf with other sports. Like, I would love to watch, I don't know, Steph Curry and...
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. No, golf is the sport. That's the one.
Why has Tony Romo not been a part of one of these yet?
I don't know. Because you'd have to pair him with Chris Collinsworth and nobody would want to watch that.
Is it because he works for CBS that TNT won't put him on their air, probably?
Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald. Why was Larry Fitzgerald there, by the way?
He's a big golf fan.
I understand that. In 6 hours, I think he spoke 6 times. I kept forgetting he was there. And then he would chime in and go, who the fuck was... Oh, yeah, you're here. Yeah,
he was busy watching the game.
Yeah, my sons are in the finals.
I own a piece of this team, and I'm going to pay attention to it.
By the way, I will be... they're playing the celebrity tournament this weekend. It's in Tucson.
Okay.
Yeah. That was... Barkley kept making reference to that because he plays in that every year. And I guess Aaron Rodgers is playing in it this year.
Oh, that's why Aaron said, I will tell you, it was in Tahoe.
Yeah, I said Tucson earlier.
Yeah, Aaron told, because there was one part where they had to ask him. It had to come up. They saw a bear on the course, and the guy took the obvious opportunity for a segue. Hey, since Bears are on the mind, you got the Chicago Bears coming up in week 12. When are you going to play? And Aaron was like, I don't know. I can't tell you.
By the way, am I the only one that was caught up by the fact that nobody gave a shit about that bear?
No.
Like, you had all these people on the golf course. That is a grizzly bear. Mm-hmm. And they're just like, oh, look at the bear. Hey, boo-boo. That's a fucking bear.
So if there's a
Stop
bear...
recording it.
If there's a bear in your vicinity,
out.
You're gone?
Out.
You're just...
Say Chris out.
Well, you will never play Big Sky in
100%.
Montana.
Correct. I was also yesterday years old when I realized I didn't know the difference between a coyote and a fox.
The coyote?
It's a coyote.
Uh-huh.
If you want me to call it a coyote, put a fucking Y at the end.
Spell it right.
Yeah, spell it right. It's not that hard. If you want me to call it... You spelled it coyote, I'm calling it a coyote.
Mm-hmm. 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 All right. So the difference between a coyote...
I don't know the difference.
And a what?
And a fox.
Oh.
I don't know the difference.
Well, foxes are smaller.
Nope. The fox they showed yesterday was as big as a fucking Great Dane. So that's the biggest fox. If that was a fox, that's the biggest fox I've ever seen in my life.
And bushier tails. That's what I always thought.
And the little face.
Yeah. The sharp snout.
Is it bad that when I hear coyote, I immediately think of the ones from The Lion King?
That's a hyena.
They're the same shit. It's just a different name for the same shit.
It's not the same thing. It's two completely different animals. I mean, they are of the canine species, but they're completely different animals. Different facial structures, different everything.
I want to prove a fucking point here.
I don't know where you're going with this one. Anyhow.
Yeah, I want to prove a point here.
Oh, you're going to pull up pictures?
Because I think you're full of shit.
I enjoyed the match last night.
I did too. I think they're great.
I'm really getting into this whole matching up and, an amateur with the actual pro golfer and to hear them talk through every shot. I thought it was phenomenal with, although at times I really felt like Aaron was getting a little perturbed. With
100%.
Bryson, because Bryson obviously
he kept doing this. He's out of his fuck. I mean, because Bryson DeChambeau breaks it down like, well, the wind is going and hit the damn ball.
There was one hole, I think it was like on 13 or something, and they got kind of close, and it wasn't a terribly difficult putt. It wasn't like it was very far away, but it was kind of on the side of the green, and it sloped down a bit. And Bryson is just telling Aaron, hey, you gotta, make sure to lean into this one and don't run it too hard. And Aaron at one point was just like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah. How about you shut the hell up?
He's like, I have played this game before.
I wanted him to say that, and I thought he was going to at one point.
Right.
How about you just shut up? How about that? I'm tired of your big yapper.
Yeah, that's what kind of kept me hooked in for the next few holes, is to see if Aaron would ever do that and be like, dude, I got it. It's okay. But I enjoyed everything about it. The scenery was fantastic. I thought everybody had to me, it was just a very classy event. Like everybody was open, everybody was fun, joking around. There was nothing mean-spirited about it. Even when they were talking smack about each other, it was all with a little chuckle and a laugh. And Aaron Rodgers trying to continue to play his little game of, I don't know who's going to be the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers coming up this year. We're just going to have to wait and see, won't we? And then he ends it with that little smirky smile. It's like, we all know what you're doing. Or do we?
Oh, I mean, He's
at this
Aaron
point,
Rodgers smarter than that.
Right, but at this point, what's the point in playing the game? What's the end game here?
Because it's fun for him.
It's just fun for him?
It's just
to keep everybody twisting, to keep everybody talking about you?
Yeah.
Okay.
All publicity is good publicity.
I get it.
And I think he's proving a point of, hey, Adam Black said something in the comments that there's a limited amount of people that can draw a number. Mm-hmm. I think this was Aaron Rodgers' way of saying, I'm one of those.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm ready now. That is a coyote.
Yep.
That is a hyena. That is the same fucking animal. That is the same animal. I do not care. Look at it. That is the same critter. Okay? You can call them different shit, but that and that are the same animal. They are the same creature.
Compare a real life. Did you find a picture of a real hyena? No, you just searched Lion King hyena.
I did.
Yeah. I think you would see there are some stark differences between the animals.
Name me the stark differences.
Oh my gosh.
One has a goofier face. I'm looking at one right now. That is the only freaking difference, is one has a goofier face.
Their ears are very weird. They're like, hyena's ears are like conical. They're not straight up.
Conical?
They're like a cone.
Why did you have to say like a cone? Why did you have to make up a word?
I didn't make up a word. It's an actual word. They also have kind of like this little mane on the ridge of their backs that makes them very different from a coyote. Yeah.
That's a coyote.
No, that's hyena.
And that's
exactly. How is that even close
Let's
to
go back to the Disney thing. That's a lot more pleasing to look at.
The Disney thing.
Sweet Lord, that is a horrifying looking creature.
Cut him a point.
Jesus.
Cut him a point.
That is a horrifying looking little critter.
Yeah.
Jonathan Welch said, Google jackal. What the hell's a jackal?
It's kind of like a hyena.
Can we have this segment sponsored by Nat Geo? Because I feel like that's a thing.
I got it. Wait, I did it wrong because I got to type in jackal animal because that's bringing up the chainsaw song. I got to hear the chainsaw song every now and then.
What?
Jackal? The hard rock band? You not familiar with the chainsaw song?
Nope.
Oh. Yeah, see, jackals are more like coyotes.
That is a coyote. Yeah. That's a coyote by a different name.
Yeah.
That's all that is. Stop naming the same shit, different shit. Okay, Patrick Holt said, I feel like Jeremy should have learned this in elementary school.
I do too. Like we're just going with the.
I did learn it. And you know what I immediately said? It's all the same shit.
Dog is a dog is a dog is a dog.
Yeah. Dog. Dog. Ah! Horrifying dog.
Monkey dog.
Crazy, terrifying, outlandish, weird dog with scary teeth. It looks like a dog that would be chewing on a tin can that still had the beans in it.
It's like a dog and a mouse.
Dog.
It's like a dog and a mouse and a chimpanzee all had a baby.
That's a goat dog. I don't like that thing at all.
It was created in a lab.
Do we hunt those
somewhere
for sport? Because if we don't, we should.
I think they created those in the same lab they created the coronavirus.
It's wait.
Yeah,
I got it. Just based on what you just said. Dog.
Yeah.
Wuhan dog.
Wuhan dog.
Bingo. Got it. Wuhan dog.
Oh, it's got you all.
This is your first time watching this show. It doesn't get much better than this.
Oh, indeed.
This is what we do from 10 to 11 every day. Mm-hmm. We didn't go into this show planning on talking about weird dogs, but here we are.
Here we are. Welcome to the party. Anyhow, rate it. Rate the match. Give it 9 out of 10 stars?
I'd throw 8 out of 10. I liked I warmed to DeChambeau, and then he started to annoy me, and nothing flat.
Mm-hmm. I felt the same way.
Yeah.
I started watching, and I was like, oh, okay.
The first few holes, he wasn't so insufferable. Yeah. When Phil put the tee on the I love that Phil was making fun of him the whole time.
Yeah.
Phil made fun of him the entire time, and he never got it.
I feel like Phil needs to have a broadcasting job when he's done.
Absolutely.
He's got to join the PGA tour.
Him and David Feherty would be tremendous. Phil Mickelson and David Feherty would be the meanest set of commentators in the history of sports. Right. My wife just learned who David Feherty was during the U.S. Open.
Really?
You know who David Feherty is?
Of course I do.
I love
watching his interview show and not even listening to anybody else but him talk.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know who David Feherty is, he's the mean British guy that people hit shit in the woods and he just goes, oh, that was pretty terrible.
Yeah.
He's not going to be happy with that, and he shouldn't be because it was god awful. That's David Feherty.
That's actually not a bad one.
Yeah. I've watched his show a lot.
That's actually not a bad one.
Sorry, I think I'm allergic to that fucking goat dog that I
just. Goat dog. Oh, we've created a new species of animal on this here show. I love it. Welcome in, everybody. If you're just tuning in to the show, I am Tank Spencer. He is Jeremy Greene. It is the Sportsocracy. Follow, like, and share on all the social medias.
And that's a goat dog.
And that's a goat dog.
I don't know who took that picture, but I feel like I should put their name in the comments. You got that close to the scary dog.
So, as we get closer to the fantasy football season, and a lot of you are probably having your drafts right now. Oh, by the way, I'll give you an update on the Scott Fish Bowl slow draft.
Yeah, he's made one pick since we talked about it.
I've made 2 picks. Thank you very much. I have made 2 picks. I'm now at Travis Kelce, Nick Chubb, Aaron Rodgers, and JK Dobbins. Feel like that's a hell of a start.
Not bad.
To the best ball league. Jeremy and I have spoken about my last pick. I probably should have taken Josh Jacobs instead of taking J.K. Dobbins. But
I don't mind J.K. Dobbins. I'm a little afraid of something we're going to talk about momentarily.
Yes, and I am concerned about that as well. However, I feel like he has more upside than Josh Jacobs.
Speaking of that, hell, let's go right.
You want to go right into it?
We'll start with the Ravens.
All right, so we're going to do this running up to the season periodically. Football facts, fantasy versus reality. I go on the interwebs, scour, and find interesting facts about football, and we will talk about the fantasy relevance or whether it's just a pipe dream and you're trying to make somebody look like they're better than they actually are. So you wanted to start out with the Baltimore Ravens, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So last year, the Baltimore Ravens became just the 3rd team in NFL history to have 3 700-yard rushers on the same team. Lamar Jackson had his second straight season of 1,000 yards rushing. JK Dobbins hit 805 and averaged 6 yards per carry, by the way, which led the NFL, just in case you didn't know that. And then Gus Edwards, who just re-signed with the Baltimore Ravens, ran for 723 yards. There are a lot of carries in this offense. Obviously, they're the number one rushing offense in the league, right there with the Tennessee Titans. Were they number one, or was Tennessee number one last year?
Baltimore was number one.
Baltimore was number one. Oh, by the way, the three other teams that hit this mark with 3 700-yard rushers, or at least 700 yards, is the 2011 Carolina Panthers with Cam Newton, D'Angelo Williams, Jonathan Stewart.
Oh, shit, we forgot Sweet Tea.
Oh, you were supposed to chug this. Yeah.
Here's the thing. Now that it's just us. So
the two of us.
All you got to do is message one of us. Say, hey,
send us a reminder.
Don't forget now you got all these things.
Right.
Don't forget that thing.
Right.
All right, we'll do that tomorrow.
Yes, I will try to remember that, as well as a basin for you to puke in.
I'm going gallon of Ingles Sweet Tea.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think you're still going to puke though.
No.
Chugging a gallon of sweet tea?
No.
Anyway, it was 2011 Panthers with Slash and Dash and Cam Newton, and then the 2019 Ravens when they had Gus Edwards, Mark Ingram, and of course Lamar Jackson. So this is what concerns you about J.K. Dobbins' fantasy value, because it is what concerns me. I know they are in a position right now with Lamar Jackson where they want to limit the amount of time that he runs the ball. Any smart team, franchise, GM, coaching staff, the whole organization understands the more time a guy spends on the field, the less and less you want him running it from the quarterback position. Because at some point, basically you're just gambling with his career at that point. You don't want Lamar Jackson turning out to be Cam Newton.
No.
So I get that there's going to be some shifting year after year, less carries for Lamar Jackson. But does that necessarily increase the value of J.K. Dobbins?
I believe so. I think J.K. Dobbins can be a top 10 running back in the NFL. He's, fact or fiction, he's the most talented running back the Ravens have had since Lamar Jackson's been on this team.
Fact.
I agree. And I don't think it's all that close. I think Mark Ingram was fantasy relevant for an extended period of time solely because he was in this offense.
Touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's what got him there.
Yeah.
Touchdowns.
Yeah.
He was getting the close carries.
And he's not good. J.K. Dobbins is good.
Mark Ingram was good.
Not really.
I mean, he wasn't outstanding, but he was good.
He's also in danger of being cut by the Texans.
Well, yeah, well, now. He's past pretty much his usefulness.
I mean, his first year in Baltimore, he was a 1,000-yard running back.
Mm-hmm.
Not a particularly good running back, still ran for 1,000 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at what Mark Ingram did, if J.K. Dobbins gets the same level of workload, which I think he will, if not more so.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the 1 year that Ingram ran as the true one, he had 202 rushes, 1,018 yards, 10 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
J.K. Dobbins had 805 yards last year on 134 carries.
Mm-hmm.
If you play that out, he winds up with like 1,200 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fine with that. He had 9 touchdowns running as the 2. He ran as the 2 predominantly.
Yeah.
I actually, the more I think about it, when you first told me this, I thought you might have done that wrong. You should have taken Jacobs. I don't know that I agree now.
Okay.
I think you probably did that right. It probably is J.K.
All right. I mean, it was a 50-50 shot for me. The way that I set this up, I was going after wide receivers, but both A.J. Brown and Justin Jefferson came off the board before me. But the way I set this up, I had those two guys. If I didn't get them, I had to get a running back. And I made the decision to put J.K. Dobbins above him because I think his ceiling is higher. I love Josh Jacobs, and I think he gets a whole lot of tote. There's no doubt about it. He is the number one, going to be the bell cow back for the Las Vegas Raiders, no doubt. The problem is, I think JK Dobbins is just so much more electric.
He is. There's no doubt he is.
Right. And his ceiling is higher. As, because, hell, I mean, he'll at least get the ball thrown to him. Mm-hmm. JK Dobbins can catch. Mm-hmm. And JK Dobbins can get yards after the catch. Josh Jacobs hasn't proven that he can do that to any level.
Jacobs can do that.
I was going to say.
They haven't shown a. They haven't shown a desire to do that. Mm-hmm. Between Jalen Richard and now Kenyon Drake, they've shown they want to have somebody else to do that.
Yes.
J.K. Dobbins, I don't think you got to worry about that. Mm-hmm. What you do have to worry about is I do think Gus Edwards winds up being that Mark Ingram goal line guy.
No doubt.
But I don't think that matters.
I would if you have the opportunity and you're going to go this route in a fantasy league, I would damn sure get both of them if you can. The price
Gus Edwards is one of my favorite late round backs.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say
I've taken him damn near every draft I've done.
Yeah, the price might be too high to get them both.
Oh, Dobbins and
Gus Edwards.
No, you can get Dobbins usually in the third. Mm-hmm. You get Gus Edwards in the 10th, 11th round. Mm-hmm. Gus Edwards is going way later than he should. He's a cheat code to me. That. He's just a cheat code. He's going to invariably have value by himself. Mm-hmm. And if something ever happened to J.K. Dobbins, holy shitballs. I just don't see that high-end upside out of many backups. Mm-hmm. I do see it out of Edwards.
I agree. Because if anything were to happen.
For me, it doesn't even have to.
No, he's got standalone value, but I'm saying if something did happen to JK, you've got no doubt production with Gus Edwards. And let's talk about quarterbacks. In 5 games last year, Dak Prescott threw for over 1,800 yards. Mm-hmm. If you extrapolated that out to 16 games, he would have thrown for 5,900 yards in the season. Mm-hmm. His 11 games missed, by the way, were the first games that he had missed in his career. So before anybody starts saying, oh, well, what about the injury? Well, that's the one injury. It's one injury. That's all he's ever had.
I'm not really worried about Dak. I think he'll be fine.
But he had 5,900 yards last year. Mm-hmm. Deshaun Watson led the league with 4,800. He would have blown him out of the water.
He wouldn't have thrown for 5,800 yards. But no. I think 5,000 was very realistic. Mm-hmm. 5,200 might have been.
Mm-hmm. I think no doubt about it. And so that begs the question to me, is Dak Prescott going too late?
It depends. There's been a lot of variance with him. There's not a lot of quarterbacks I would take over him because he does have rushing potential, and I think he's going to throw for 1 billion yards. Mm-hmm.
But do you like who do you think is the guy? Who steps up as the number 1 this year? Do you think it's CD in year number 2?
Yes. And Jason Trump had another good point. Mm-hmm. The Cowboys' defense was fucking atrocious.
Oh yeah,
it's not going to be that bad again.
Their games won't be as shootouty as they were last year. But still, I don't know. I just feel like people are underselling Dak Prescott.
They are. It's injury risk. It's to me, if you're going to talk about a quarterback being undersold, it's Deshaun Watson.
Well,
I've said that till I'm blue in the face. Mm-hmm. If you don't take him, I will, and I will laugh at you when I took a top 5 level quarterback in the 12th round because I've seen him go that late.
Yep.
To me. Oh, what if he doesn't play? Okay. Well, what if he doesn't play? He's gonna, but let's say he doesn't. And
you took a 10th round flyer on a guy who could be a top 5 quarterback.
You're not going to take him before I will. I'll put it that way. If you're drafting with me, you will not take him before I will. Mm-hmm. Now, you might make me blink before I want to, but I doubt it.
How are you going to know? How are you going to make sure you get him? Well, how early are you willing to go?
How early?
Yeah.
7th round. I'll take him in the 7th round. I wouldn't think about it.
Really?
Wouldn't even think about it. My team is 6th. That team is going to be behind a lot.
Right.
And by a lot, I mean virtually all the time. Mm-hmm. And they're not going to be able to run a greasy peg up a cat's ass. So, yeah, I'm going to like Deshaun Watson a lot.
Yeah. I have found myself playing this game of or just letting everybody else play the freak out game on these quarterbacks. And you can sit around and you can wait, and you can get tremendous value on Aaron Rodgers, and you get tremendous value with Deshaun Watson. Because those are 2 quarterbacks that could very well be 1 and 2 in the league this year.
Wouldn't shock me.
And guess what? You got one in the 7th round, and you got one in the 12th round or the 11th round.
Patrick Holt said, and by the way, we put out for our ESPN radio show, every year we do a fantasy league, and there is a shtick. Mm-hmm. Last year, our shtick was I had to take Gardner Minshew first overall. We are looking for what the shtick should be this year. Patrick Holt said this year I should have to take a kicker in the 1st round. I would die a little on the inside.
Defense.
I would die a little bit on the inside.
If we made you draft one of the 2 positions,
yeah, because I don't draft them. Period.
Then I think that's the shtick.
Yeah, because I don't draft them. Period.
No, we should make you draft a kicker in the 1st round and a defense in the 2nd round.
Well, that's virtually impossible unless I'm playing with children. I mean, I had to take Gardner Minshew last year at 1, and that was difficult. Somebody did. Kevin Vick came up with a good idea of we pull a Wonderlic to determine. Draft order. I think that's brilliant.
Okay.
Manscaped League, I can almost promise you that's going to happen. We're going to pull a Wonderlic. We'll do it live here. Takes 12 minutes. Mm-hmm. Video editing software. We can make it look a lot quicker than it was.
Right.
I think that's how we're going to do it.
I like the idea of that.
Yeah, our representative in the Manscaped League, right here. I've taken the Wonderlic 4 times. Mm-hmm. I've never gotten lower than a 38. Mm-hmm. And that was the one time I ran out of time. Best bring your A game. That's all I'm going to tell you.
You better study up the night before.
Uh-huh.
On all your Pythagorean theorems. And
Kelvin Joyner said we should let Brian make my pick. No, because I don't want Kadarius Toney at 1.
The last
Daniel Jones
need that
we needed.
Speaking of Daniel Jones last year recorded one of only 25 seasons in history in the NFL for quarterbacks who had 11 touchdowns or fewer, but threw the ball at least 400 times. Of all the 2020 quarterbacks with at least 400 passes attempted, no one had a lower touchdown percentage than Jones. It was 2.5%. The next one in line was Teddy Bridgewater, who, remember, in Carolina, they didn't practice red zone. Mm-hmm. So that was the reason he didn't throw touchdowns. How much does Daniel Jones have to improve this year to be able to stick around and still be seen as a piece of the future? Not the guy, just a piece of the future for the New York Giants.
How much does he have to improve?
Right. Like how much, what's the baseline? What would be a good enough season for Daniel Jones? Because my question is, other than adding Kenny Golladay, which is a fantastic piece, don't get me wrong, I like Kenny Golladay, but other than adding him, how much has this team gotten better?
Oh, they're better. They're better. They're not as much better as Brian thinks they are, but they're better.
Okay.
I would say his touchdown-interception ratio has to go from, it's been like 1.5 to 1 for his career. It was 1 to 1 last year. Mm-hmm. And that's not even including fumbles. I would say touchdown-interception ratio has to go to 3 to 1 at best. He turns the ball over too often. Mm-hmm. Oh, Michael Whiteside, that might be the winner. Jeremy has to take a team of all rookies.
All-rookie team. Good.
I can win with an all-rookie team.
Najee
Harris.
I don't believe you.
Oh, wait,
Challenge.
Where's my button?
Accepted.
Good. Let the hate flow through you.
I like that idea a lot.
All rookie team. I like
Take Najee Harris in the first round. Good googly.
Problem is everybody else knows what you're doing. So
they couldn't take rookies.
Oh, you would
That's
ban
the only way that
everybody
would
else
work.
from taking the rookies.
Well, that's the only way it would work. My team would just have to be auto-selected to take rookies. And I get the 16 that I want. You know that means I get? Do you? Elijah Moore.
Oh,
my favorite ever.
I was like, it can't be Chase Claypool. Who's going to be the new one?
Patrick, and I realize it sucks that you couldn't draft rookies, but let's be really honest. Would you want to? Actually, you know what? I could take off the step that you couldn't take them. Mm-hmm. There would have to be a way to do that, because if you started taking rookies in front of me, I can't take anybody else.
Right.
So you can let Dalvin Cook fall as far as you want to. I cannot take him. That wouldn't work. Because the strategy would be...
I just want you to be in the 12 spot and me be in the 11 spot, and then I could take Najee Harris and snipe you.
Yeah, no, it would have,
without that one, the team would fall apart.
It would have to be you can't take rookies.
Because without Najee, I think that team would fall apart.
Oh. I'm the damn juggernaut, bitch. You doubt me? You know who the fuck I am?
So I think that's the best bet you're going to have.
Yeah, because I'd wind up, and my quarterback would end up being like, ugh.
Then we give you Trevor. We'll let you have Trevor. You can have your choice, Trevor or Justin Fields.
I mean, I would want both. I want both. I want both of them.
No, you're not getting both. We're gonna make you take Trevor Lawrence and Kellen Mond.
Jason Trump said first 3 rounds, no one else can take rookies. That's interesting.
So he gets his first.
So I get
pick
the
of the
3
first
I
3.
want.
Yeah.
I get the 3 I want, and then.
Okay. To me, the New York Giants have not gotten all that better. Their team is not greatly different from last year. I think the offensive line is still bad.
It's not good, but I don't necessarily think it's bad.
Right.
I do hear that Nate Solder's not making this team, so that makes me wonder who's going to play left tackle.
Wow.
I've told you that for a long time.
Was that a money? Was that a money thing?
No, it's partially a money thing. Partially he opted out. Partially he's been bad.
Yeah.
I've told you that enough times that you should not have looked at me like I just shot a puppy.
I just didn't. I didn't expect that would actually happen. Is he like the best one that they have?
Ooh, Patrick Holt said you can't draft any players from the SEC school. Woof. Woof. That'd be hard. Mm-hmm. I like all of these. All of these are fantastic. Keep firing these at me. I'm a big fan. Eventually, one of you is going to hit something that is logistically doable. I think I can beat a lot of. I think I can beat a lot of people with a team full of rookies. Mm-hmm. But I'd have to be able to get the 16 rookies that I want.
How many more than 11 touchdowns do you think Daniel Jones could get with his team fully healthy?
25.
25.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
His first year in the league, he had 21 or 22, something like that. Mm-hmm. 24. I was too low. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think I could see Daniel Jones going 25-10 and this team being 7-10.
Okay.
I think there is a path to that. I mean, having Saquon Barkley is going to make you at least nominally better. Mm-hmm. Without him, it was very ugly.
In your all-rookie draft, obviously, you would go after the number 1 running back. And that, of course, being Najee Harris of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Look, I have said I'm not convinced that Najee is going to have the greatest of rookie years. The Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line is horrible. He is more talented than he's more talented than James Conner, I'll say that. And, of course, way more talented than any other running back there. He's going to get the workload, but I don't know that he's going to be able to do enough with it.
I'm gonna throw up this graphic, and then I'm gonna, in very short order, tell you how I feel about it.
Fool me once. Shame on you. It fooled me. We can't get fooled again.
Can't get fooled again.
Mike Tomlin loves his running backs. Mm-hmm. and he gives them the ball a lot. In 14 years as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, in 11 seasons, the running backs have gotten 15-plus carries per game. 18-plus, 8 of those 14 seasons. Top 22 fantasy running backs 10 times. Top 12, 6 times. He's had Le'Veon Bell. He's had
Rashard Mendenhall.
Thank you. I couldn't remember his first name. Rashard Mendenhall, and James Conner was even fantasy relevant for this team. Why is my doubt of Najee Harris so misguided?
Because of everything you've just said. He's the only living, breathing running back on this team. The only one. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have to be that good. His workload's going to be crazy. And everything you've heard out of camp is how hard he works and all of it. They want you to know this for a reason. Mm-hmm. The Steelers, I said on our ESPN radio show yesterday, the Steelers are the team that you're throwing dirt on that I think is comical. I mean, you're just throwing them off like they're dead. And I think that's just absolutely idiotic.
Not dead, just irrelevant to the playoff chase.
I disagree with you vehemently. There are 7 teams that I think are better in the AFC than Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. There are also 9 teams or 8 teams that I think are worse than Pittsburgh. So could they, surprise me just a little bit in one of the playoffs? Absolutely.
Yeah. The offensive line is the thing that scares me the most. And I get it. I'm not the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they feel pretty confident in the offensive line that they're going to throw out there. I just don't feel like your rookie's in the best place to succeed. Although,
I think it'll be fun.
With Mike Tomlin as the head coach, the stats will show he's going to get plenty of opportunities to prove himself there with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The biggest weakness for the defending Super Bowl champions is at running back. And I think the biggest question people have had, or the biggest thing I've seen people struggle with through early drafts and mock drafts, is what to do about the Tampa Bay running backs.
Avoid it like grim death.
That's where I'm at.
Treat it like gas station sushi. Just don't consume it.
That is where I'm at. Based on the number of defenders in the box, how many yards they had before contact, and how many tackles they broke, last year Ronald Jones averaged 1.14 more yards per carry than he was expected to, which ranked 3rd in the NFL. Leonard Fournette, on the other hand, he had 0.38 fewer yards per carry than he was expected to, and that put him at 46th in the league. I think there's a clear choice of who you're going after if you are down to that point where you just have to have a running back. Ronald Jones is not a bad choice, my opinion.
Where did Ronald Jones finish among running backs last year?
8th.
Fantasy scoring in a... Let's go...
Oh, fantasy scoring?
Fantasy scoring among in standard.
16?
15.
Okay.
He was ahead of Chris Carson, JK Dobbins, Mike Davis, David Johnson, DeAndre Swift, Miles Sanders, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Mm-hmm. It's Ronald Jones. Is not even close. People get duped by the name.
Yeah.
Leonard Fournette.
People see Leonard Fournette, they go, oh, that guy was a first-round pick. Last year, he had damn near 1,000 yards. I think he was like in the top 10 in rushing yards.
It was 8,
for backs.
I believe.
Yeah. That's where I thought you were going with that. 978 yards last year. He had 7 touchdowns. People are being so swayed by what we have dubbed in the Tampa Bay community as playoff Lenny. Mm-hmm. Playoff Lenny was unbelievable. He looked like a force to be reckoned with. I mean, he averaged over 4.5 yards per carry every playoff game. Mm-hmm. He scored 6 touchdowns from week 15 through the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And everybody goes, holy crap. Well, that was only 6 games. And he scored 6 touchdowns in that stretch? Yeah. But also look at his opportunities and look at his yardage in those games. It was not good. Leonard Fournette is a very touchdown-dependent guy. And that's not something that I'm going to be spending a high fantasy draft pick on.
I agree.
I think, no doubt, Ronald Jones is your guy.
We got one more graphic, and then we've been doing this for longer than
have we?
I realized.
Holy cow! I didn't even realize what time it was.
It's all fun and games.
Well, we had to go down the 10-minute "What's a dog?" rabbit hole.
If you weren't here for that, dog, scary dog.
Ooh. All right, what is the last graphic that we have?
It's all, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. Excuse me while I have to find the thing here.
It's on the screen right in front of you. Very large.
Oh,
actually.
look at that. Look at that. Of the top 50 single-game fantasy performances by quarterbacks in 2020, there was just one player who appeared on the list 6 times. Josh Allen. Kyler Murray, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady all had 5 of those top 50 single-game fantasy performances. Josh Allen did last year what everybody wanted him to do. Everybody who was rooting for Josh Allen, he made the jump last year to being an MVP caliber player. What's to stop him from winning it this year?
Injury. It's the only thing that can derail him. And I think his floor is much safer than any other quarterback because he does run so much. He does get goal line carries. They don't run well. Zach Moss still scares me, even though I think he's the running back you want in Buffalo. Josh Allen, to me, is the number 1 quarterback in fantasy football. It's not all that close.
Over Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah.
Because of the rushing? Mm-hmm. Okay. And to me,
he's the safest
Josh Allen lifts all of his other receivers.
Well, I mean, and he has Stephon Diggs, who's otherworldly.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Stephon Gabriel Davis and
right. Stephon Diggs was already at the top of the league, but it's the rest of the guys. And one guy that I think's being undersold more than anybody else this year is Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley's one of the best slot receivers in the NFL, and he had really good stats last year. And I don't even kind of understand why he just gets forgotten. I guess everybody assumes that he's just not going to be able to repeat his performance from last year. But I would disagree.
I would as well.
I mean, I was in a dynasty draft the other day. He didn't even get drafted.
Who?
Cole Beasley.
Oh.
Meh.
Depends how many players you got. I mean, I'm not rushing out to draft him.
No. But I'm saying he is a solid performer that last year's stats would dictate he needs to be owned.
He's fine and he votes like I do, by God. Mm-hmm. I will have Cole Beasley on all my teams. It's bullshit. I made that up.
Last year he was top 20 in catches. He had 82 catches last year. It was the
problem is he just
most
doesn't
in the
score.
NFL. I get it.
Just very rarely scores. Yeah, I mean,
he was top 20 in catches last year. He was ranked 21st in the league in yards. And I get that he scored 4 touchdowns. But there's also, do you not think there's going to still be opportunities?
I mean, I don't mind him in a PPR because he's going to get a lot of catches. But
yep,
I mean,
that's kind of my thought.
He was 27th in the league in scoring in PPR last year. So I mean, he should 100% be drafted. I just don't think you're. See, here's the problem with guys like that is Cole Beasley's very consistent. He had 207.5 points last year. Mm-hmm. He's very consistent in that he's going to score roughly 12 points a week. Problem is he's never going to score 25. Mm-hmm. And I would rather have a guy that's going to score 25 6 times and have 2 every other week. I would rather build my points that way. Because that guy's going to see his way in my starting lineup where Cole Beasley's not.
Right.
Like, I mean, I just look at the guys right behind him. In scoring, T. Higgins. Is there a shot in hell you would ever play Cole Beasley over T. Higgins?
No.
Nope. Tyler Boyd.
No.
Corey Davis.
No.
Chris Godwin.
No.
Will Fuller. Jarvis Landry. Nelson Aguilar. Marquise Brown. Russell Gage. Jamison Crowder. Devontae Parker. T.Y. Hilton. Sterling Shepard.
Well, I think that's the area.
Yeah, well, I got to 40.
Right.
So that's kind of my point. Be very careful when you look at rankings and you're looking at guys that scored and all that shit. You got to look at how they scored. Mm-hmm. Because that's very important. Will Fuller is a fantasy asset. You just have to know what weeks to play him.
Right.
Because he'll throw up a 2, and then he'll throw up a 52. Thank you for making me a lot of money on DraftKings last year, Mr. Will Fuller.
Yeah, and thank you for driving me fucking insane in all of my season-long leagues, Will Fuller.
Yep.
It's the madness of fantasy football.
It is. Speaking of madness.
Yep.
You know what I'm excited about? We got to make a little money here. Do all the things.
Yeah.
I will be at a concert this weekend.
Really?
Yep.
What concert?
Black Mountain, North Carolina, Silverado's Rich Homie Quan. I'm all the way in. This is my kind of music. This is what Jeremy likes. Don't judge the fact that I like Rich Homie Quan, but I also went to an Alabama show like 3 days ago.
Is Rich his first name, or is that just an adjective? Is that...
I don't know. Maybe you can ask him. It's Silverado's in Black Mountain Friday. Tickets are available online at silveradoswnc.com, and on the e-tics are available. I don't know how all of those things work, but you can go to silveradoswnc.com to get your tickets to Rich Homie Quan. This is one of the shows I was most excited about. This and Brian McKnight were 2 of the shows I was the most excited about.
And the Ying Yang Twins.
The Ying Yang Twins, I am going to house 40-11 beers. And I am going to scream every song at the top of my lungs.
Except for Whisper, you can't scream that one. You got
no, probably whisper. Still do it.
You got to whisper.
Yeah, I'll probably still be screaming that
one. We will not be with you this afternoon on ESPN. Asheville Braves have a day game, so we will have the afternoon off. However, we'll be hanging out on social media. Hit us up throughout the day here at Sports Tank ESPN or at Greene ESPN on the Twitter box. We will see you back here tomorrow morning at 10, right here in the Wicked Weed studio. Check out our friends at wickedweedbrewing.com. Wicked Weed Brewing, drink different. I'm Tank Spencer, and he's Jeremy Greene. We'll see you in the morning.
Ah!